The Potato War of 1778 sounds like something made up, but it actually happened. Two major European powers, Austria and Prussia, went to war for an entire year and barely fired a shot. Instead, they spent most of their time stealing each other's potatoes. It started when Austria tried to grab land in Bavaria after the ruler died without an heir. Prussia wasn't having it and mobilized their army. Over 180,000 soldiers marched to the border ready for battle. But here's where it gets weird. Neither side wanted to actually fight. The commanders knew a real battle would be devastating, so they just kind of stared at each other across the fields. Meanwhile, both armies needed to eat. Supply lines were a mess, and foraging became the main activity. Soldiers raided farms constantly, and potatoes were the easiest crop to grab. Entire regiments would abandon their positions to dig up potato fields. The locals called it the Kartoffelkrieg, literally the Potato War. Troops spent more time competing for food than engaging the enemy. There were a few minor skirmishes, but most casualties came from disease and desertion, not combat. After a year of this ridiculous standoff, both sides got tired and signed a treaty. Austria gave up its claim to Bavaria, Prussia declared victory, and everyone went home. In total, maybe a few hundred soldiers died in actual fighting, but thousands of tons of potatoes were consumed. Military historians still debate whether it even counts as a real war. It was more like an expensive camping trip with occasional theft. But it proves that sometimes the biggest conflicts aren't decided by who has the better weapons, but who controls the food supply. The Potato War of 1778 was a nickname for the War of the Bavarian Succession between Prussia and Austria, which was characterized by a lack of major fighting and an emphasis on outmaneuvering the enemy to cut off supplies. Soldiers from both armies focused on foraging and often consuming potatoes to deny food to the other, which is how the conflict earned its name. The war ended with the Treaty of Teschen in 1779.